can be invited to a TV program to talk about this. If not, I cannot go. It's like to do a rock show and you don't have a disc to sell. you do a rock show for 500,000 people, and at the end of the show, where is the disc? It's no disc. It's a wasting of energy, but in the moment I have the book in English, things start to run much quick.
But he has the reason I'm asking is, I guess I'm trying to translate, I know you understand me. So $10,000 would get you started with an English book.
Yeah.
And
yes,
things
about, yeah.
Okay.
And this is very important because if I don't have a book in English, with the American world, I have nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
That is true.
It's obvious. This is the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What?
And the book can bring much because a lot of people want to see this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see it.
I got people that want to see it.
So people will buy it, will make money. Will make money. Money bring money. So in the moment we have the book, this is a start. A really important thing. So I'm talking only about $10,000 about what can be needed here. Other more questions?
I do, if I can. I'm not real clear on your stance on the book of Revelation. Were you saying that the actions of man can change what is written in the book of Revelation? Or did I misunderstand you?
Yes, it is a principle in Judaism that any bad prophecy don't have to happen. This is one thing. Like Yonah go to Nineveh and he says that the city will be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't happen.
Yep.
So,
That's right.
first of all, any bad prophecy don't have to happen. This one thing. And it is thing even better. We can make it to happen as something very good, even better of a blessing, of just a good prophecy. With a good interpretation. It's like even twice better. It's like what we call to make honey from the not pure animal.
Inside.
From the bees that is not kosher animal. So it's even better, it's honey. Alright, so it's like two levels. In one way we can say that in the moment that is not reason for God to realize a bad prophecy, let's say that the people repent, it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
This is one thing. But it is something else that we must to do. Is to make all this curse, all this bad prophecy, to make from this blessing, honey. Because in Hebrew, in the holy language, the bad, the evil don't exist. From our point of understanding, evil in the Holy Torah, this not exist.
He saw it was all good.
Yeah.
What?
When he made paradise, he said it's good. Everything was good, including the tree of knowledge and good and
And he
evil.
said, you can eat from all the trees in the garden, include the tree of knowledge, good and evil. He says so. He said, from all the tree of the garden you will eat. But in the moment you separate the tree of knowledge, good and evil,
Separate.
you eat it separately from all the trees in the garden. You separate from the tree of life. In the moment we learn a Torah, just as a book, this good, this evil, then the result can be two. I will be very bad or I will be very good. I am in heaven or I am in this world, but anyway, anyhow I am a dead person because a real life is connection between both of them. Okay, so there are two possibilities to choice. Because there are very good people for good reasons that they will say, like Achaz for example. Achaz is the acronym of Eretz Zavat Chalav, a land of milk, not honey there. So Achaz wants the honey. And if you don't find the honey in the Torah, you will say this is not for me. I don't, as a principle, I'm not going to receive, to accept a Torah, a God, that give me such a book learning, this good, this evil, if you good you go to heaven, if you bad you go to hell. This is a children's book, I don't want it. But if this book is attached to the tree of life, it's means to the deepest understanding of the Torah, or the Hasidut, or the Kabbalah, or the Hasidut, or the soul, what it means in my soul, what it means in life. It's not just knowledge, it's knowledge attached to life. So then, it's no wrong with this. Only then, really, the term of knowledge, good and evil, become butter and honey. If not, maybe it's better not. Like Paul said to the nation, take your time. All right, this answer your question?
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Any more? Any other question?
Well,
I know I came late and I just, I'm
You didn't
thankful to
have
be here.
anything.
How do you feel about visions and dreams that Yeshua gives his people, especially at this day and age? I have visions and dreams, and
Yes.
and in one in particular, one of the last ones I had, most recent, was there was I even wrote it in a poem form in Facebook, but it was a wide highway where everybody was going in one direction, kind of like a big city, Los Angeles type, Chicago, but it was all one direction. And people were just going so fast on this highway, and they couldn't get off even if they wanted to. And then he came down and he scooped it up in a bowl, and it dissolved into liquid. And then he was crying, but I was kind of like observing, but it was a picture of the universe almost. And he was holding this bowl, and he was crying, but he was also very angry, very mad. And he took a breath, and he went like this, and all the contents of the bowl spread out into space, and it was no more.
I want to ask you something. You can go to a science man and tell him to help him in his science research. Let's say they try to find the formula for the prime number. Can you help him with your dreams or with your vision? He will listen to you? Probably not, right?
Probably not.
Alright, so this is exactly the connection between Judaism and Christianity.
Right.
Judaism want fact, here, not story, not dreamings, only like bread that came from the earth. It means we experience, like science, we experience, we try, we do mistake, we try again,
Research.
and then we do more and more research, and we have more and more a ground that we can stand, and we know this is 200%, and then we learn more and more. This is the way you call this En Chacham Keval Nisayon. It's not a wise man like somebody's experience. So there are many ways to be wise. You can receive wisdom from heaven, and it is wisdom that you develop with experience, with mathematics, with learning, right? And in Judaism, with dreaming and vision, you cannot buy a piece of bread, like you will say in the market. You cannot do with this nothing. Okay, so it's why we need vessel. It's why we say that Christianity missing vessel. It's just light. It's just vision. All Christianity is people like you that have vision and Jesus talk to them, etc. All, many people I know. You tell this to a Jew, so what?
Yeah.
And it's why to present Jesus to Judaism, we need vessel, we need clothing. If we don't have vessel, clothing of understanding,
Jewish garments,
what is a Trinity?
Torah garments.
What is a cross? What to do with the cross? Our Savior said that God created the world with the cross. So it's something very important principle. That all my book is based on the principle of the cross. If we don't know what it is, we cannot present Jesus to Judaism. So, and this is what we're dealing now. This is a problem. The problem, the Jewish have a lot of vessel and don't have light. And the Christians have a lot of light and don't have vessel.
Right.
So we have to make the connection like the two sticks. The tree of Yosef equal Yeshua, equal Jesus in Gematria. This is Christianity. And from the other side is the tree of Judah. We need both of them together, soul and body. So this is a question.
I have a question.
Yes?
Hopefully I can explain this right. So I started diving into Kabbalah and the Tanya about 1.5 years ago, and started understanding Yeshua more as the Sephiroth and that type of mysticism, as if he is the characteristics of Hashem. Even from the beginning when he said, let there be light, and Yeshua comes forth as this image of himself, but as a son in characteristic form. Okay. So the more we perfect the gifts of his characteristics, the more Mashiach-like we become. So when Yeshua says, I came not for the righteous, but for the sinner, were there righteous men, Zaddiqs, that didn't need him at that time? For instance, Cornelius, who was not a Jew, but more of a Noahide, a righteous man, Gentile. So you have Cornelius, who prays 3 times a day, and he does much righteousness and charity. Why was Peter sent to him? What did he actually, I'm trying to understand, do all Jews need Yeshua? Because when he said, I came not for the righteous, trying to understand the balance there.
Of course that all Jews need Mashiach. Of course, what a question. It is the goal of all creation. The Jew wait for Mashiach much more of the Christian. They don't wait for him anymore, but the Jew is still waiting for the Mashiach for 2,000 years almost. So, of course that the Jew need Mashiach, and the soul of Mashiach is Yeshua. So, that his first coming was more for the nation, and for the nation is above the sin, it's above the Torah. This what was the first coming, and it's why he was not accepted by the Jew, because he was accepting a Mashiach that will do the job of Caesar too. A celebration from Rome in this time. This is what they was expecting.
Mashiach ben David, they were thinking.
They was expecting for a Mashiach, a character like Mashiach ben David. This what they was. Judaism adapt a Mashiach that came from the nation, that is red like Esau, that is a fighter. Rome, that is Esau, adapt a spiritual Mashiach, what is Yosef, what is like Yaakov. Spiritual Mashiach. And this spiritual Mashiach, it's not the Mashiach that Judaism adapt, expect to it. Judaism wants a Mashiach that gives a national celebration
2000 years
for
ago.
Am Israel and for all the world. If Mashiach did it, for the point of view of Judaism, is not Mashiach. Because they didn't really, they didn't understand enough deep these two concepts of Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David, and how they supposed in the end of the time to be one person, to work together.
Soul and body, eventually.
So,
This answer your question, I don't know. Yes?
If Yeshua is the soul of Mashiach, when Mashiach ben David comes, will he just have the soul of Yeshua, or will it actually be Yeshua in Ben of David form? Because, and maybe I misheard, but I remember watching one of your videos a long time ago that you said Mashiach ben David has to be born of the line of David, of the line of Solomon, through the mother.
Yes.
And Yeshua was not.
So
So
why he is the son of Mashiach. That's why he said by himself. He asked, the Mashiach, the son of who is? Why you will ask a question like this? If you want to present himself like Mashiach ben David, why he came and tell you, make you a problem about it? How come? So maybe it's not so simple that he's Mashiach, son of David. It's something to think about. Okay? So he came and why to put a problem if he's Mashiach ben David? He's David. You can say that he's David himself. Because Yeshua equal David ben Yishai. Okay? And in the second coming it will be David ben Yishai too. Yishai is the secret of the sun. It is written about Mashiach. He will be seen with the sun. And before the moon, 1-2 generation. It's all learning who is the sun, who is the moon, exactly what part in the soul each one represents, and how you put together all the part of the soul of Mashiach.
So when Mashiach ben David comes, will the soul of Yeshua become one with the body from the earth of Ben David, or how? Because I mean, how could the body of Ben David?
It is a person that has to be from the family of David.
So then the soul
From his father, what have already is what you call the Neran, the Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama in perfection, what is something very rare today. It's almost never happened. It means the part of the soul that the vessel for it is the liver, is the nefesh, the part of the soul that the vessel for this is the heart, and the part of the soul that the vessel for this is the mental, the brain. Above these are two more soul, two surround light. One of the light have to do with the tree of knowledge, good and evil. What have to do with the chaya of the Mashiach. This part called the chaya, and represent the second coming with the two ayin. And above this is the yechida, what is just Yeshu, that equal in Gematria yechida, in order number. Okay?